Alrighty, how's everybody doing today? Happy Sunday. Are we all ready for some jambalaya? Well, I hope so, because whether you're ready or not, we're gonna definitely be doing jambalaya. Never get that pop-up to happen. I always have to reset it. I'm gonna turn the music off. What's up, Mariones? What's up, Kuro? What's up, Tomato? What's up, DJ is awesome? What's up, Spab in a can? Good to see you guys. Good to see you all. Hope we're having a nice, relaxing weekend. Sure, everybody's still got leftovers from Thanksgiving, or maybe we're just finally going through them, starting to get sick of the leftovers for Thanksgiving. So it's going to be time to cook up something a little bit different. We're going to be doing some jambalaya. We have done jambalaya on the cook stream before. But we are going to be doing it again, and today we're doing it for a fundraiser here. You can see, like, right below, right there, we have our fundraiser goal here for the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. So you can do !point charity, or there's a link below the stream as well that has that'll give you a link to be able to donate to that. So that's pretty cool. First time we've ever done actually anything on the stream as far as charities is concerned. We got a tweet. We got some retweet from Creative Casters. Thank you so very much for the Twitter support. Thanks for helping spread the word of the stream. I appreciate it. So, like I said, we're going to be doing jambalaya today. We actually, for the first time as well, have the recipe up there. It's right there. See, look at that. It's crazy. It's like we know what we're doing. We don't have any idea what we're doing. It's all just luck. That's what it is. So we actually have all of the ingredients that we're going to be using today in the jambalaya up there. So we have a green pepper, a couple 2 to 3 celery stalks, a large onion. I don't have a large onion, so I have these small onions. They're very, very small. So I'm going to be using 3 of them because I don't have any large ones, but that's okay. And we're going to be using a couple of andouille sausages, and those we have right here. And then a couple of cups of chicken broth, which we have set off to the side. You could use, like I'm using like box stock that you get from the store, but you could use bouillon cube and cook it down, or you could make your own at home. Either way, I like using the box stock because it's easy. And we're going to be doing 1.5 cups of rice. The 1.5 cups of rice I have cooking in the rice cooker right now. You could use, you could just do rice in the jambalaya, and the dish would take a good bit longer to make. But I think this is a little bit easier for me, and it doesn't take nearly as long for the stream, so that'll make this go a little bit faster. We're going to be using a can of diced tomatoes, some minced garlic. But I think I put up there a tablespoon, or teaspoon, but I don't know, it's probably closer to a tablespoon of minced garlic, and I just have like some chopped garlic here. I'm not going to be doing garlic by hand here today. We did a whole ton of garlic when we did the aglio e olio, and that's a great application for using fresh garlic. But here, we're going to be a little bit lazy. We got other stuff to chop up, so we're going to use the chopped garlic. And we have some other the seasoning stuff after that, obviously salt and pepper. A lot of the stuff, really, whatever I have as far as the amounts for like the Cajun seasoning that I have, and half a teaspoon of oregano, basil, crushed red peppers, some hot sauce, saffron. We're going to be using that as well today. A lot of that stuff is really just kind of, you could pretty much take it all to taste. Definitely, and I totally forgot to find that. Grr, with a $5 donation towards St. Jude's Research Hospital. Thank you so much for donating towards that charity, Grr. That's really generous of you, man. Thank you so very much. I forgot. I need to find the saffron. Well, shoot, I totally forgot to look for that. That's a pretty important part of this dish. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to wing it and hope that we can find it, I suppose. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's got to be in here somewhere. No, I don't need Crisco. I don't need that. I don't need vanilla extract. I don't need honey. I don't need any of these things. I don't need any of this stuff. It's got to be in here somewhere. Saffron. Saffron. All the love, Gur. Thank you so much, man. That's really generous of you. I don't need vanilla extract. I said vanilla extract. Just calm down. Here I am, getting all of my mise en place, and I don't have none of my stuff actually ready, unfortunately. Well, where the heck would I put it if it wasn't going to be in where all of my spices are? This is what happens. This is what happens when we don't plan ahead. Ah, okay, we're good. I found it. Woo, thank goodness. Sweet baby Jesus. I was concerned. I've got saffron here. Saffron's really expensive. You don't need to use a lot of it. It's not required for the dish, but I really think it brightens it up a lot. Saffron is like worth more than gold by weight, and so you should use it very sparingly. We're just going to use a pinch of it. It is it's very bright red, or it's very red, but like if you add it into the dish, it actually turns it quite yellow. Very intense yellow color, just FYI, if you've never used it before. Very, very rare that I get to use it in a dish, but this is one of the ones that I get to use it in, and I don't need this honey and garlic. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, good. Found it. It's good. What's up, T-Bloom? How you doing, man? But where's your message? I wanted you to keep the damn kids off my lawn. Oh, shit, girl. I'm sorry. I don't know. It does not... I don't have any control over what pops up as far as that goes, so I'm sorry. But don't worry. Oh, those dang kids to keep off your lawn! Where am I? Don't worry, girl. It'll be okay. We'll keep the kids off your lawn. Well, actually, if the St. Jude's Research Hospital is helping them out, they might be. You know what? That'll be part of their healing process, is making sure that they stay off of your lawn. But they're going to be on everybody else's lawn, but just yours. You got it in first, girl. You got it in first. Okay, so we're going to be chopping up the sausage and all the vegetables first before we get cooking, because essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to be cooking the sausage and then pulling the sausage out of the pan, using the grease from the andouille sausage to cook and saute, to cook down the vegetables to get them nice and translucent. As far as the celery, onions, and the green peppers go, or the green pepper anyway, and then we're going to go from there. We'll add the tomatoes and stuff like that. So we want to make sure that we get all this stuff chopped up, so that way we don't have to suddenly rush and be like, oh no, we don't have this ready, and stuff like that. So that way you don't forget your saffron and have to search through the cupboards for it and stuff like that. So first we're going to get these sausages chopped up. Get these moved out of the way. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut these in half first, and then I'm going to cut them again in bits. I find that it gets, like, if you just cut them into little like coins or whatever, they don't get as much surface area on the pan because they kind of shrivel up a little bit. So I like to kind of do it in half and then kind of cut it like this. Just like as when we're going to be cutting anything else, I'm going to always be reminding you, if you're chopping, don't lay your hand flat. Keep your hand up and keep your fingers back. Use the knuckles to guide the knife. Does not matter. If you're using your knuckle to guide the knife, your fingertips will not be in the way of where the blade is actually coming down, so you're going to be a lot less likely to cut yourself. One thing that's really easy to do is to let your thumb slide in front. Make sure that does not happen. I'm going to reiterate that over and over and over again. Every time that we cook, you can't let that happen. When it becomes natural for you to make sure that doesn't happen, then you're going to be a lot less likely to cut yourself. So I'm going to get a little bowl here, get this sausage in. Doing good, thanks for asking. Don't usually get to catch the cook stream, but I'm excited to see it. Cool, man. Nice. Well, it's great to have you. As always, it's a pleasure. Okay, so we got the sausage all ready to go. We're not going to start cooking that yet, but what I am going to do is, now that I have this chopped I'll go ahead and turn on the stove. We'll just put this on a medium heat here. Right now. Alright, so let's get the celery chopped up. And I've already rinsed and kind of trimmed off some of the lousier bits of the celery, but I always seem to find a little something that I'm not too happy with as far as the celery goes, even after I get it all set to go. But we'll just chop this into small bits. Oh, not that one. That was the celery that got away. Okay, and I have a little container over here, just kind of off to the side. We're going to put all of our vegetables into that as well. This is not the crispiest celery that I've ever used, but that's going to be fine. It's going to get softened up when we cook it down anyway. It's not going to be as bad as, like, well, not as bad rather, but it will have a bit of a bite to it in the jambalaya, because we're not going to be cooking it for an extremely long amount of time. Like if you were to do celery in soup, you know how it's basically, it just turns almost completely clear, and you can't even tell that celery's in the dish. Well, in this you're going to be able to tell there's a little bit of celery in there, but make sure we have no extremely large chunks. Now the last time I did this dish, I don't think I'm going to be ready for when this, I'm going to turn the heat off actually. I'm not ready. Last time I did this, I learned a new way to cut a green pepper, and so I didn't know about this way the last time we did this, but I do know now. Tomato Soup Productions with the $10 donation. So thank you so much, Tomato. That's really generous of you, man. Thank you so much for helping raise money. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the host life, bud. Appreciate it. That's really generous of you, Tomato. Crazy generous of you, in fact. So this is a way that I learned to cut green peppers. By Gordon Ramsay, he knows what he's doing, right? Just gonna chop like the end of the stem off there of the green pepper, just to make sure that it lays flat. Sometimes you have a stem that just sticks way the hell out, but in this case it's not too bad. All the love, Tomato. That's very generous of you, man. But anyway, so we have the green pepper with the top down, and we can actually just start at the top of the green pepper, and we get kind of like, just go around like that. They just kind of go around and come back, and then you end up with, like, we're gonna end up with leaving all the seeds and stuff on the inside, so that way we don't have to reach in and go and scoop out all the seeds. So it's kind of nice. It's not like, I don't know. It's an okay way to cut a green pepper. I think I like it a good bit. I think it's kind of nice. And then I'll end up with this last little bit here. Alright, there we go. So just end up with the innards, and there's a little bit here. If you really wanted to get the rest of that, you could. I'm not going to bother. Throw it in the garbage bowl. That's where that goes. So now we end up with some pretty big chunks of green pepper. We're going to be dicing them down as well. I do my green peppers that way too because I am lazy and hate cleaning seeds. Yeah, I never used to do it like that. I mean, I certainly never had known that way in the restaurant, but I learned about it afterwards, unfortunately. Man, that would have saved some time. That would have saved a little bit of time. So just like when we're chopping anything else, always trying to make sure that we keep our fingertips back. I'm not used to having this bar, so I'm used to having it kind of a little bit more real estate as far as what you can see on the cutting board, but that's okay. So making sure to keep our fingertips back, and we're just kind of making sure to get some nice little slices, and then we'll dice them up afterwards. My knife is going to need a sharpening. I've been using my steel to keep it sharp, but it's definitely not as razor sharp as when I got it. Got a little bad bit in there. We'll cut that off. Yeah, see, I'm not cutting all the way through, even if I'm running the knife all the way through there. That's alright. the skin on the green peppers has quite a frequency to be very leathery, so that's like why you don't want to like cut when you're cutting green peppers. You don't want to be cutting on the back end of it, because it's quite likely, even with a very sharp knife, that you're not going to be easily able to cut through here. Whoa, whoa! My green pepper's not burp. I can't even find it. There it is. Thank you so much for the 275 bits. Also, I got another 100-bit ad this morning. Nice, Tomato. Well, heck, Tomato, giving up all the generosity. Thank you so much, Tomato. All the love, man. Alright, keep hitting that going. There's a couple seeds in there. Didn't get them all. That's alright. Alright. And we'll just get these diced up real quick. Again, making sure to keep our fingertips back. Have any huge chunks, that's fine. Get that in there, and just, you don't want to grab like more than what you can kind of keep control of. If you end up, I mean, if you're only doing one sliver at a time, you're going to take quite a while, but I mean, if you end up grabbing too much, then you're just going to be more likely to not be able to control it, and you're going to be more likely to cut yourself. So we don't want to do that. That would be bad. No cutting ourselves on stream, please. Please, Billy. Nas with a $10 tip. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Or not the $10 tip, the $10 donation towards St. Jude's Children's Hospital. That's not going to me, that's going to St. Jude's. Thank you so much, Nas. That's crazy generous of you, man. Thanks so much for supporting the cause. Appreciate it. That's really generous of you. Alright, we'll get this chopped up. There we go. There we go. Cool. Perfect. Get that into there. Get it off to the side. Nice. Alright. Alright. All the love, Nas. All the love. Alright, so as far as onions go, we're going to be cutting off both the ends and cutting them in half. We're going to get all three of these prepped before we actually start chopping, right? So we'll get the ends cut off, and I'll get all the ends chopped off first. You could leave the root end on; it'll kind of help keep the onion together. I always just chop it off, though. And then we're going to chop each of those in half. That way we can more easily peel the skin off. I don't know. You could do it like this. A lot of times I just put a score in the side of it and then peel off the skin afterwards, like that. After putting the score in it. But this is a decent way to do it too. Just want to get all that skin off. Get that put off to the side. And set these off to the side of the cutting board. Then I'll wipe the cutting board down to get all these little flakes off. And sometimes you get little kind of dry bits in the middle of the onion where another onion was attempting to grow, but unfortunately did not come to fruition. But that's okay, you can just take that out. I find myself quite frequently ending up taking off too much of the outside of the onion instead of just getting the skin, but it's just a bad habit. Makes it easier to get all the skin off. Sometimes it's hard to make sure we get all the peelings off or whatever. Cooking stream with Billy, indeed it is. Samwise, how you doing, man? Happy Sunday to you. I hope you're having a nice, relaxing day. Figured we're gonna do something. We'd done jambalaya before, but you know, people are gonna be getting sick of their Thanksgiving leftovers. Got to do something a little bit different. What's up, Zuff? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Cooking a strum would be awesome. We're going to be finishing the recipe only using only the Guitar Hero drum set. Oh my god. My god. It's brilliant. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna have a new channel. It's gonna be Twitch Plays Cooking. People would die. People would die. There is no question. Twitch Plays Cookbot. People would still die. They would send the Twitch chat would. It'd go on a rampage. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Just finished up salting the better part of 10 hours. Doing good though. Winding down. Cool. Well, the salt has to end sometime. It's got to end sometime. Alright, so with the onions, there's like really no root in a lot of these. Not much of one. There's actually a little bit of kind of stuff in that onion I kind of want to get out. Just gonna V that out of there. A little bit of a gross stuff in that onion. Alright. So, with the onions, we're going to be doing the same way that we always do. Make sure to keep our fingertips back, and we're going to be cutting through, we're going to be cutting down through the whole onion, but we're going to be leaving kind of the back end of the onion together to kind of keep holding the onion together. And again, just use the knuckle to guide down, just like we're just doing like this. So you kind of end up with like this, this bit of onion that's all nice and finely sliced down like that. We can do a horizontal chop if we're really concerned with making a really fine cut, but otherwise, then you turn it sideways and then you chop it down and you end up with all the stuff nice and falling apart. Now you have this end bit here. We don't want to be chopping that close to our fingers, so we lay it flat and then we just do a nice little roll cut to finish it off. Alright, there we go. Just like that. Doesn't have to be that fine, but we're just chopping it a little bit fine. That's okay. What's up, Koopa? So many onions. They're very, very small. They're really, really small onions. Normally, in the recipe, I have one large onion and I have 3 tiny onions to take its place. So that's fine. Gives me more onion practice. They're approaching shallot territory. That's how small these onions are. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Basically, I'm kind of like having my thumb at the end of the onion as well, and I'm kind of like, basically, like I have my fingers like this, and I'm just like pulling back and guiding the knife. I'm using my knuckle to guide the knife down. That's what's happening there. Okay, lay it flat. Cut it down like that. Just make sure you don't shove your thumb in front of the rest of where you're chopping, or you're going to cut yourself. Alright, I can go ahead and bump the heat on, I suppose. No religion, just bump the heat on. You'll feel reborn. Negativity, we just dead it like decon. +1 internets. For anyone that knows that song. Yeah, there's another little kind of a crappy bit of the onion right there. Don't put it in the onions bits. Rice timer in 5 minutes. Alright, it's gonna be plenty early, but that's fine. It don't matter. It don't matter. What's up, Captain Brass Balls? The Kitchen Wisdom. Jambalaya. Alright, there we go. So now we have all of our vegetables ready to go. And we have our sausage chopped up as well. Alright, we're going to get that off to the side. And we have our garlic already chopped up because it's in a jar. Let me move this off to the side, and I think we're done. Always having a wet paper towel underneath the cutting board to make sure that it does not slide around. Yeah, I think I'm done with this cutting board. Alright, so I'm getting some heat in on that pan. I'm not going to need any oil. It's plenty good on that. That's where this, I said it in the last stream too, but this pan smokes like nobody's business. That's okay. Hear that sizzle? That's what we want to hear. It's not on high heat, it's just on medium. So we're fine on the temperature. Just want to make sure that we're keeping moving that around. We're gonna let it sit for just a minute, and then we'll kind of get it moved around though. All right. So yeah, that's the sound that you want to hear. That's the sound of deliciousness. Let me get that moved up here. Got my tasting spoon. It's better than all. It's also, the tasting spoon is doubling as the garlic spoon. I guess I can get another one for tasting. Stir that around. We're looking for that Maillard reaction here, boys. This is what we want to see when you start seeing brown on the one side of the sausage, like that. Then you can start moving it around. We're looking for that all around all the sausage, all right? Turn the heat down just a tad bit. I'll turn on the vent, make sure I'm not smoking everything out. I don't know, the pan smokes a bit. There's nothing in it. It just smokes even on low heat. Let this go for a couple more minutes. Then we're going to be adding in our vegetables, and we're going to be cooking those down. I can go ahead and move my knife out of the way, I suppose. Excuse me. Whew. Alright, let me get all my spices that we are going to be using over here. Okay. If you were to just throw sausage into the pan, like just in the middle of the dish, then you're not going to get that browning on the meat, and you're going to be missing out on a distinct complexity of the flavors. So it's really important to make sure you get that done. Thank you, Captain. Appreciate it. Smoke would just make the wasps angrier. No, smoke calms them down. Smoke calms them down. Yeah. You caught my sneeze? Okay, well, you can hold on to it. Alright, looking good. Nice and brown in there. Let that sit for just another minute, and then I'll pull them out. I'll just put them right back into the bowl where I put them before. And, I have 2 cups. After I get the vegetables in, then I'll move the diced tomatoes in a can that I have, and some and the chicken stock, and the salt and pepper. That's the rice. That's what that beeping is. All right. So there's a good bit of grease in the pan. You can kind of see the glisten of the pan, and that's perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. Alright, get this. pour it off to the side. Very nice. Lots of grease in that pan. That's exactly why I leave that in there. There's good flavor in that. So actually, before I put in the other vegetables, I'm going to go ahead and throw in the garlic. I don't really want to brown it too much. I just want to give it just a minute in the pan. And you know, just going to be using a pretty good heaping teaspoon of that. Pretty much throw the garlic in, and then I'm just going to follow it right up with the vegetables. Just want to get a little bit. I don't want to burn the garlic. Ain't nothing worse than burnt garlic. So a few things anyway. Just wanted to give that garlic just a second in there beforehand. All right, so we got the sausage. We're going to be putting that back in, and then I just don't want to overcook it. You could leave it in there and then add the vegetables, but I don't know, I like to pull it out and then I'll put it back in afterwards. Listen, such a dirty word. Oh, you sneezed right after you did. Oh, I see, Hogan. Okay, I got it. Alright, so now when we put in all of our vegetables like this, we're going to go ahead and add a nice big pinch of salt to help pull the moisture out of them. These are going to take just a little bit to cook. Not too long. This dish doesn't really take too long. The thing that would really make it take a good bit longer is just having doing the rice in the dish, which we're not doing. We're doing that separate in the rice cooker. Again, just a reminder. So I'm going to be adding some salt in here. Got our kosher salt here. My pepper here. A big pinch of salt. A little bit more. Help pull the moisture out of them vegetables. What's up, bro, man? Chinny, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Happy Sunday to you. All right, so while this is cooking down, let's talk again about what we got going on. What we got going on as far as all of our other stuff goes. We're going to be doing a good bit of tasting in this dish, which is really kind of like one of the fun parts of cooking, which is why I like this dish quite a bit. There's a lot of tasting that goes on, just kind of like feeling the dish out. Once we add in tomatoes and our chicken stock, we're going to start adding in our seasonings, and then we're going to just kind of like, you know, just kind of gauge how we want it to kind of taste. And you can kind of taste the evolution of the dish, if you will, kind of, because it's just you taste it when you first add in all the stuff, and your first base of seasoning is in, and then as you taste it, even without adding anything else, the complexity of the flavor improves just because of the cooking process. So a lot of people call it kosher salt and not coarse salt, just because that's the way that it's labeled. Coarse kosher salt. So I mean, you can call it coarse salt. It's kosher salt here, though. I don't know. You can call it coarse salt. What's going on, Kenny? What's up, Old Moon, though? I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. What's up, Paturu Shoot? What veggies are in there besides onion? You can see the recipe list up there, but green pepper, celery, and an onion. Give this a nice little stir. Going to be getting all of these nice and translucent, so it's going to be a little bit, but I just want to keep stirring it. Basically, like when you kind of look down into the vegetables, you'll be able to kind of like pull the vegetables off to the side, and you see there's like a good bit of moisture, and not to mention you can kind of see the steam rising up out of them. So we're going to be waiting for that to stop, and then that's when we're going to kind of know that they're going to be done. Okay, so as far as the spices that we're using, I am adding a can of tomatoes in there, which is like 14 ounces of tomatoes, a little bit less than a pound of tomatoes. Because I'm doing that, I'm absolutely going to be using oregano and basil. It really goes absolutely fantastic together. Just like a half a teaspoon of each of those, just basically with these little shakers. Going to be doing a handful of shakes out of each of those. So those we're going to be using. And I'm going to be using crushed red peppers, and not going to be using whole ton, just add a little bit of heat. The dish doesn't really, like, about the only heat that really is coming out of this is from the sausage, I'm going to be using some of this very super generic hot sauce and some of the crushed red peppers. And I'm not looking for something that's crazy spicy. If you want something that's more spicy, then you can add a whole lot more spice to it. So crushed red peppers. This is like, it's just a hot sauce. I got it in a pack of like 6 hot sauces as a gift, and I kind of like this one. It's garlicky, and I like garlic, so I'm going to be using some of this in there. Not a whole ton, but that's fine. And the other thing that I have, it's just like, it's called Louisiana style Cajun seasoning is what it's called. I use it a lot, but what it is basically cumin, dried garlic, dried onion, and paprika. Like, that's all this is. So if you want to, like, I just happened to find this. It works like out pretty good in a lot of dishes. I'm not really sure what makes it Louisiana style, but it's legitimately like, it's salty, and it's dried garlic, onions, cumin, and paprika. And paprika is just basically there for the color. And a lot of times I see paprika just used in this just to add some nice redness to the dish, which is great because it looks a little bit nicer the more red the jambalaya is, I think. I don't know. It just looks a little bit more appealing, I think. Still cooking this down. Still steaming up pretty good, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. It doesn't have iodine like table salt. Yep, that's true. Vitamin C is scurvy. Vitamin C is scurvy, yeah. Lack of deficiency of it anyway. Iodine is important. It is indeed. You have the same bottle of Spice Island? Oh, do you really? Yeah, I like it quite a bit. It works pretty great, but I mean, I just don't have like all of the like dehydrated ingredients that it contains. So I use it. I like it, and I use it for all kinds of stuff. Like if I'm making sweet potato hash, I'll throw some of that in there. I think that's really nice flavor. Okay. This is like the combination of the green peppers, onions, and the celery when it's cooking in there. The fragrance is phenomenal. If you've never cooked with those 3 ingredients together, I highly recommend it. The flavor is just out of this world. It's not even like to any of the other portions of the dish yet, and just the fragrance is phenomenal. Definitely need to do it for sure. I love it anyway. I think it's fantastic. And I've got a small can of tomatoes over here. Just some canned of diced tomatoes. And then I've got 2 cups of chicken stock pre-measured out, which we're going to be adding as well. And we're going to be doing I'm going to throw the sausage in, and then the tomatoes, and then the chicken stock is what we're going to do when the stuff is all ready. You know exactly what you mean. It works well for a small kitchen. Ideally, I'd have a larger spice cabinet, but your kitchen is the size of a shoebox. Right. Yeah, exactly. And, you know, I mean, not that, like, buying like, really, it's just kind of something that you build into eventually, but it's nice to have something like this that it's just, it gives you a good gauge of, like, what to try. It lets you try a lot of things at once, which is kind of, it's a circus of value is what it is, for a lot of the times anyway. I don't know, it's pretty good. Kuro! With a $20 freaking donation towards the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Holy freaking crap! Kuro with the $20 freaking jeez-a-loo. Thank you so much, Kuro. It's crazy generous of you. Appreciate it oh so very much. All the love. Can we get a bunch of B1K hearts in chat for Kuro? That huge tip, or the huge donation towards St. Jude's. Thank you so much, Kuro. New FTL mod. This is a pretty intense FTL mod, Leaper Creeper. That's a pretty intense FTL mod. This would be an intense mod even for Cook Serve Delicious. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Still steaming up pretty good here. Need so all the B1K hearts to all of you for donating to such a great cause. Really awesome of you guys. So generous. So at this point, I'm kind of looking in here, and I'm not seeing a whole ton of moisture, kind of pulling the vegetables to the side. It's not steaming up as much, still steaming a little bit, but looking at the onions and the vegetables are looking pretty kind of like wilted, I guess is a good description of it. If they're looking translucent, that's perfect. That is awesome. It's awesome. It's perfect. So we're going to go ahead and add in our tomatoes, I think. I'm going to go ahead and add in our tomatoes. Yeah, the children's hospital, yeah, the doctors and nurses, they're all kids. Yeah. Yeah. But they're really smart kids though. So it's not like you're in bad hands or anything like that. Yeah, that's looking good. Alright, so I'm gonna add the can of tomatoes here. Alright. Mix that around just a little bit. Now for this portion where I'm going to be adding in the chicken stock, you could definitely add more chicken stock. You'd probably want to add another cup if you were doing the rice. Well, maybe more like 2 cups. I don't usually cook the rice in the dish, so I couldn't really say 100% for sure. But if you're doing the rice in the dish, which you would add the rice in after the, I'm going to add the sausage in too. Which you would do after the putting the chicken stock in, right? You could brown it on the bottom of the pan too. You could do that and cook it that early as well, which is a good way to do it. But either way, point is, if you're cooking rice in the dish, you're going to want to add more liquid to the dish because otherwise you're going to end up with an extremely dry recipe. You can always add more, but as I said, we're using the rice cooker today. Okay. So tomatoes added in there. Going to go ahead and add in our 2 cups of chicken stock. Nice. All right. Set this off to the side. Give this a nice little stir, and we're going to turn the heat up. And we're going to add some spices here. Get this, bring this up to a boil and then turn it down to a simmer is what we're going to do. We'll turn the heat up here. Now, like I said, we're going to add in about a half of a teaspoon of oregano and basil. I'm just going to go ahead and add that in right now. Just a good sprinkling of it. Yeah, no kidding. They just refer you to the child doctor afterwards. Just like, oh, you don't think I'm doing a good job, eh? Well, let's see what happens when we put your health in the care of a 5-year-old, huh? How you like them apples? Dum, da, 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 da. All right. And we're going to add in a little bit of that hot sauce real quick. Just a little pour in there. And this, you could use your favorite hot sauce. Like I said, I got this in a pack of just like a bunch of different varieties of hot sauces. This just happens to be, it's just like kind of like a garlicky Frank's red hot sauce. I like it. And we're going to add in a good, probably about a half a teaspoon, well, probably more like a teaspoon, I guess, of the Cajun seasoning. Okay. We'll give that a stir. I'm going to put the lid on this to get it heated up a little bit more. I know I'm going to add some pepper into this as well. Just adding a little bit of everything. I don't want to add too much of anything because I got to give this a taste. Get another spoon. needs way more salt, but need to get it all cooked down too. I'm gonna turn the, if you've ever used a pepper grinder before, I highly recommend getting a pepper grinder. If you've never had fresh cracked pepper, then definitely need to invest in that. It's just a one-time purchase. Hopefully it'll last a lifetime as long as you buy a good one. But the tighter you turn the knob here, the finer the grind you get. If you do it really loose, you get really big chunks of black pepper, which is really good if you're doing like steak and stuff like that. But you do it fine. So we need a good bit of salt, a huge pinch of salt here. Oh, I did also forget to mention, it's on the recipe list. I didn't forget to put it on there, but I did forget to mention the shrimp. And I have a bag. It's like a pound of fresh frozen shrimp, and they've been deveined, deshelled, and tail off, and that we're going to be putting in at the very end of the dish. Like after we put the rice in, we're going to add that, and that's just going to take just a few minutes to cook, as long as they're thawed all the way, which I'm pretty sure they are. So it's coming along really nice, Kuno. Thanks for asking. I hope you're having a great Sunday, man. Apples and jambalaya. What? Who's putting apples in here? There's no apples. That's not happening. Let's give this, okay, so we're boiling here. I'm going to turn this down to a simmer. Getting the rice cooker over here. I'll just set this off to the side. It's got all the rest that we need in it. Just getting it ready. And turn this down to a simmer. We're going to give this a taste, see what we might want to be adding. Salt's good. It's got a little bit of heat in it as well. The Cajun seasoning isn't particularly strong, but I'm going to add just a little bit more of that. I didn't add any crushed red peppers to this, actually. Forgot. So just a few shakes of that. Give that a stir. We'll let that sit for just a minute. We'll give that another taste. You might be thinking, Billy, this is pretty watery. You might want to thicken that up a little bit. Well, we're going to be adding in the rice, and that's going to do plenty. So don't worry. Don't you worry. I'm not 100% sure, tomato. The checking out afterwards might be enough, but I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Okay, let's give this a little taste here. If you're cooking in a restaurant, using the same spoon over and over again would get you slapped in the face. But we're not cooking in a restaurant, so I'll use the same spoon all I want. Heat's spiciness is good, perfect. I think we actually need a little bit more salt. I think that's probably going to be about right. I am, when I go to put in the... Okay, that's tasting really good. When I go to put in the rice, and then after I put in the rice, when I go to put in the shrimp, since they are cold, I am going to have to, I'll probably turn up the heat a little bit. don't want that to be boiling. I don't need that. This is right about where we want it. Did Billy add the saffron in? Oh, I didn't. I didn't add the saffron. Good call. Man, jeez. Good thing Chat's here. Good thing Chat's here. Man, we wouldn't have a good dish at all. This would be terrible. Forgot the saffron. No, yeah, I totally forgot. This is right where I add the saffron in. Man. Alright, so we have our saffron here. Just going to be taking a nice pinch of that. That's all we're going to need. Just a nice big pinch. Like I said, absolutely not required. It's a pretty expensive thing to get a hold of, and not going to be used in every application. But I mean, you can make saffron rice every time you do rice. So I mean, if you have a lot of rice, you can go through a good bit of it, and it really brightens up rice like nobody's business. Really, really awesome. All right, we're going to let that sit in there for just a minute. And like I said, I have the rice, or no, the shrimp, and we're going to go ahead and put in the rice here too. So go ahead and grab a thing so I can bring the shrimp over. So we have our strainer of raw shrimp. Again, these are frozen, fresh. They're not, not frozen cooked. You could do frozen cooked, but I mean, when you throw them into something that's going to be kind of re-cooking them, they're going to get really chewy, which isn't very pleasant. So with this, it's not even going to take very long to cook them when we actually, add that in. So we don't even want to. We're going to be concerned about potentially getting the shrimp too chewy if we're not careful. But these have been deveined and deshelled and have the tail off, so it's exactly perfect for what we need them for. When are we adding the ghost peppers? Oh no! Oh no! I'm not going to be doing that ever. That ain't going to happen. Not even when we do our chili. Heck no. Awesome. Tasty good. Very nice. Very full flavor. Just like it. I don't know. It's always nice to when you get it just to that right spot, when it just feels like it just fills your entire mouth. So, Emu, holy freaking moly, manna, Hannah, banana. Emu with the $25. Freaking donation to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Holy crap. Let's get a bunch of freaking B1K hearts in chat. Thank you so much, Emu. That's crazy generous of you, man. Thank you so much for donating to a really awesome cause. And Captain Brass Balls with the $10 donation as well to St. Jude's. Thank you so much, guys. That is crazy freaking generous of you. Holy Hannah banana, boys. Everybody's supporting. Everybody's supporting. We're at 85 out of 75. We need a bunch of hearts in chat, guys. Holy smokes. That's awesome. That is crazy awesome. Thanks for donating to a great cause. It's really generous of you. Now we went over. Now it's broken. Look at it. See, now it's 85 out of 75. That's alright, well, we went over, I guess. Well, I guess we're just done. Thanks so much, guys. That's crazy awesome of you. Okay, so flavor is just right on the jambalaya. We're going to be adding in the rice here, and then we're going to be adding in the shrimp afterwards. And like I said, you could add in, at the point where after you add in the chicken stock, that would be where you want to add in the raw rice, and you need more liquid to accommodate that. But this is a little bit faster, a little bit easier, I think. And it's exactly what we want to be doing. Alright, I'm actually going to move this out of the way. Move this in the way. I just don't want to spill. That's what I want to not do. I don't want to spill. Oh man, I spilled. That's what I said I didn't want to do. Get in there, rice. Get in there. I just left the whole thing over there, but it's quite hot. I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I can handle this. Can if I do that. Awesome. Stop the spilling, I can't help it. Nice. Alright, let me get this out of the way. Kuno with a $20 donation as well. Holy crap. Jeez. Everybody's so freaking generous. Thank you so much, guys, for donating to a great freaking cause. Kuno with the 25 and Ender with the 15. Woo! Holy Hannah Banana. Holy Hannah Banana. Thank you so much, guys. So freaking generous. All the love. Can we get a bunch of more hearts in chat? That's so freaking awesome. Guys, so generous. So freaking generous. Alright. Nice. Very nice. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and add in the shrimp. And it's still bubbling up a little bit here, or it was. So we're going to go ahead and add in the shrimp. We might need to turn up the heat just a little bit when we do that. But add that in. There it goes. Okay. All of them in there. Get in there, shrimp. You're not getting away this time. Not getting away this time. Alright. Now we're going to get these all kind of covered up in there. And you can chop down the shrimp if you wanted to. I like leaving them whole. I think it's awesome to, when you're eating this dish, it's just like, holy smokes! It's like Christmas. I got a whole friggin' shrimp. That's what I like. Okay, get all them shrimp covered. Let that sit. It's not going to take too long at all to get those shrimp cooked. Just a few minutes. 5 minutes at most. This jambalaya is going to be ready to rock and freaking roll, boys. Ready to rock and freaking roll. This is a cup and a half of uncooked rice. Is what it, well, it was a cup and a half of uncooked rice. Nice. See, it's already they're already starting to turn pink from gray. What? Was that a $30? Did I just look away and miss a $30? Right here with the $5 donation? Well, that was KL Blug donating or tipping $30 to me. Holy smokes, man. Thank you so much, KL Blug. That's crazy generous of you. You tipped instead of donating. Oh, okay. I'll send it to the kids. Don't worry. I'll do it. I promise. Scout's honor, man. Doc with a $10 donation. I gotta turn the heat down. Doc with a $10 donation. We don't want to have the heat too crazy high because it's so thick it's going to burn the bottom. Doc, thank you so much for the $10 donation as well. You guys are so freaking crazy generous. I will get your $30 though. Kale Blood, I'll get that donated to them. I promise. I promise. In fact, we can do that. We can probably do that right now. Kuro, you want to cover me that 30? And get that, and then get that going. I'll get that to you, or if you can. All right, this is looking nice. I'm gonna let that. No problem, Kale Block. My pleasure, man. But yeah, if it's so thick right now that like if you turn the heat up too much, you're gonna burn the bottom of it, and that's gonna ruin the whole thing. So we're just having the heat down here Just going to be finishing cooking up the shrimp here. I'm just kind of pressing one of the shrimps up against the side. Not quite done yet. Just a little bit of raw left, but that's okay. We're going to let that sit for just a little bit longer. No big deal. That's why kids these days only want the newest iPads and iPhones. Everyone's so generous with the kids. I know, these kids, man. They got it too easy. Everybody wants to give them all this money. That's okay, they deserve it. Dang those kids. As long as they stay off my lawn, I guess. Oh, the dang kids anyways. Where am I? Jambalaya, what the hell's that? Thank you so much for all the crazy generosity, guys. It's really freaking awesome of you. Thank you so very much for the support on it. Okay, thank you, Kuro. Appreciate it. What's up, Rizier, though? I didn't say hey to you, I don't think. Billy! See, there's me! Look, that's me, right there. Where is it? That's me! Donating $30. Look at that. No hands. Look, Ma. No hands. I'm going to turn the heat off here. This shrimp is done. Shrimp is absolutely done. Appreciate it, Kuro. Thank you. So that's yours, Kale Blug. And Jan with the $10. Thank you so much, Jan. Awesome. All the crazy generosity. You're all so sweet. Oh my goodness. This is definitely all done here. We're gonna get this plated up. Thank you so much for donating $10 to such a great cause. Everybody's so freaking crazy generous. Everybody. Thank you so very much for supporting such a great thing. I'm going to give this another taste here. Make sure we're good. Get some of the rice in there. Awesome. Salt's right. Spice is just right. I like it. Not too crazy spicy. I don't like it crazy spicy. If you want it crazy spicy, you can add a lot more spice. I don't like it. This tastes great. Alright. Now, to make sure that we don't hear any guff from Scott Onesie Wilson, we'll use the blue bowl. We'll use the blue bowl. Thank you so much, everybody, for the crazy generosity. Such a great cause. Alright. Got the heat off here. Shrimp is done. Doesn't take long. Alright, there we go. That right there is a delicious bowl of jambalaya. We did it. We did it, boys. You could even call that a painting. Well painted, well painted. Freaking awesome. Really, really happy with the flavor. Turns out great. Again, we have the recipe list up above there. Freaking awesome. Really super happy with it. GG, boys. GG. Everybody crazy generous today. Blew our donation goal out of the water. Out of the water. Holy smokes. That's freaking crazy. Everybody's so generous today. That is crazy awesome of you all. Thank you so much for all the support. I had a great time cooking this dish. I hope you had a great time watching it. We have done a jambalaya stream before, but wanted to redo it for November. GG. Also a nice bowl. It is a very nice bowl. It is a very nice bowl. So, yeah. For those of you that didn't already know, I do stream 7 days a week, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern every day. So, this is a cooking stream is just something that we do at most once a month right now. Just every once in a while, we get in the kitchen and cook up something that I really enjoy. And yeah. But I will be back in just a few hours, a couple hours actually, at 2 o'clock for the for our normal stream, and we are going to be doing a long run of FTL. We're going to be doing an FTL hard tutorial commentary. If you're at all interested in like kind of just kind of high level, faster than light play, and looking to get better at the game maybe, or just want to come and relax, it's a perfect place for it. So. My pleasure to be streaming for you all. Thank you so much for all the support. What game is on deck for later? We're going to be doing FTL, Captain Brassballs. Yep. Going to be doing FTL. Probably not going to be doing speed runs afterwards. Probably just going to do our one long run today, so that'll be in the neighborhood of like a 5-hour stream, I would guess. But I think that's probably what we're going to do today, so... yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. Great freaking stream. I had a great time. You all were really awesome, so hope you had a good time. I had a great time. I'll be back in a few, and for some FTL. So have a great one. We'll see you in just a little bit, and we'll see you then, alright? Later. Peace.